Irashaimase. Hello and welcome to Fitaurus' Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. Welcome once again to Shoot 'em Up Saturday. On the menu today, we've got Rez. Originally released for the Dreamcast, we're going to be playing the PlayStation 2 port today. What kind of flavor will this one have? Let's find out. Rez was published originally by Sega back in 2001 on the Dreamcast, and then the PlayStation 2 port came out just 3 months later in 2002. There was an HD remix that came out for the Xbox 360 in 2008. I believe that one was actually done by Q Entertainment, which is the company that the original creator of the series, the game itself, the whole concept, Tetsuya Mizuguchi, that was his company that he went and formed after he left Sega, and they were the ones that went and did the HD remix that came out on the 360. Alright, so there are a total of 5 areas in the game. Obviously, I don't have all of them unlocked on this save. Something to go and shoot for future runs, I suppose. Each area can be a little bit on the lengthy side depending on how you go and run through them. So for today's Shoot 'em Up Saturday, I'm just going to go and be running the first area. It'll kind of give you an idea. Hopefully, it'll give you a good idea of what the game is like, and we'll go from there. For those of you unfamiliar with Rez is an on-rail shooter that has some interesting, I want to go and say musical game, like not quite rhythm game, but definitely musical game elements to it. Basically, in place of the usual sound effects that you would go and get for a shoot 'em up, all of the players' actions are actually help go and form the music. So it actually goes and creates you like the sound effects. You'll go and you get drums and trills and all that kind of stuff going on as you go through things. So you could go and probably have noticed the interesting graphic aesthetic of the game itself. In this game, you're a hacker going and infiltrating, I guess, cyberspace, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Infiltrating cyberspace to go and try and awaken or reboot this massive AI that's shut down due to, problems that AIs usually run into. And the enemies that we're going and facing are either viruses in the system or firewalls that are trying to go and block our path, that sort of thing. And it's supposed to go and be this real, what's the word? As I go and totally botch that. Anyway, the idea is that you're going and creating and stimulating senses through life power up. We want to get that. So there's no direct. Anyway, before I go and lose my train of thought, the concept is that you're going and creating sensations and stimulating other senses through the use of, different senses. So in this case, you're the whole visual aesthetic of it, as well as the music that you're going and helping form, are two parts of that. But there's also the controller vibration, which just for this recording I have turned off because it might actually go and get pretty loud. Anyway, it's got it's extreme vibration, and there was actually a peripheral available in Japan called the Trance Vibrator, which was supposed to go and add to that. It was basically a little USB device that you went and plugged in that went and vibrated in time with the music. So you just had that little added bit of sensory detail to go and just engross you that much more in the whole experience. But the whole thing is definitely a feast for the eyes, and it's great that they can keep the visual aesthetic as strong as they do. Real quick, a couple notes about HP. There's not really anything that goes and indicates... Ooh, I want to get that power up. Your HP per se that's like clearly indicated. As you go and collect power-ups, indicated there in the bottom, once you go and fill that bar up and level up, where the analyze there is, you start to go, your character model starts to go and fill in. You become higher res, as it were. I'm also going and picking up items for overdrive, and I'll explain those a little bit more when I go and get to the boss and actually start using them. But especially in the first stage, it's not too big of a problem to go and just manage without. So as we go and progress through our hacking as it is, you can go and see in the top left of the screen there, actually a lot of the left side of the screen, is going and being occupied by these console commands that go and keep on popping up, giving us an idea of what we're going and locking onto, and updating schematics, cracking, security breaches, data analysis, all that kind of stuff. Just to go and give you a little bit more of a sense of immersion that we're in this virtual world going through and hacking and trying to go and get to a target. And I just keep on progressing deeper and deeper into the game, or the world itself. So it's kind of a neat concept that way. Alright, so I missed the note of where I was at as far as percentage, let's see, of data analysis, let's see, analyzed. After you get 100%, you usually end up at the boss, so I have to be getting close. I think I was at 90, so next data node will probably get me there. So as you can see, my character is fully rezzed. Well, I'm not sure if it's fully rezzed up, but I'm like rezzed up to the point where instead of just going and being a wireframe or even just a set of blocks, I'm like completely filled in. Now we go and get the boss going and loading up. The system is trying to shut down, trapping you inside it. Defend yourself until Earth, Terra is destroyed or self-destructs. I'm not going to let this guy self-destruct. He's totally going down. Alright, this is the boss of Area 1. So, I'm not sure which version of Earth I went and got here, but one thing that they added to, or I guess not really added, but one feature that Rez goes and has is it has a variable. Oh, I took a hit somewhere along the line. It's got a variable difficulty system for the bosses. Depending on how well you go and do during the stage, it will depend on the version of the boss that you ultimately end up going and fighting. So I'm assuming I probably drew a relatively standard version of the boss, but to be honest, I'm not certain. Okay, so like, I can't believe I've actually gotten this far into the game. I haven't actually talked at all about the shooting mechanics. So instead of a normal shot, what you're going and doing is you have a cursor that goes and locks on to the enemies, and once you're locked on, if you hold the button, you lock on, you can go and get up to a max number of lock-ons. Then once you go and release the button, you'll go and fire at those targets that you've locked onto. And the process of locking on and going and firing the shots goes and generates musical tones and effects. Part of the whole immersion. I'm gonna get hit here, I know it. Yep. Don't think I'm doing so hot, actually. The boss is mostly down, but hopefully I can actually survive to the end. I'm kind of getting a little bit nervous about that prospect. So that's how the whole shots... Oh, oof, that was close. That's how the whole shot system is built on this particular game. Just locking on and then going and letting your shots fly. And you're creating beautiful and intriguing... Ooh, not good, not good. Now I have been reduced to just a cube. Or not a cube, a sphere. But the boss is almost down, so we can do this, we can do this. So you just have your basic shot, and there's also an overdrive, like that I was going to mentioning, which will just go and lock on to all enemies that it can and just continuously fire until the overdrive goes and wears out. And forget the small fry, the boss has to go down. Security system failure. Earth Terra defeated. Has been destroyed. Evasion successful. You've reached the end of this subsystem. Proceed to the next area. Alright. The little sphere that we have become will go and move on. 98.81% shoot down. That's pretty good. 100% support item. Awesome. That's definitely my best as far as that particular stat is concerned. You can kind of see here a little bit of a representation of the system. With just Area 1, Area 2 analyzed. Still need to go and do Area 3, 4, and then let's see, that'll unlock the 5th stage in the end. Alright, well, that'll just about go and wrap us up for Res. So, that is Res. Sega UGA's Rail Rhythm Shooter released back on the Dreamcast, then PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you have suggestions for future Shoot 'em Up Saturdays, please leave them in the comment below, or any other games that you'd like to go and see me play, review, have a look at. I'd love to go, also any other comments, I'd love to go and hear from, let's see, anybody and everybody. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to go and see you again soon.